What's up, guys? Ted from Immersion here, and it's Monday the 28th, so a little bit late, 2 or 3 days late on the D&D update. But I spent the last few days in Orlando, living it up in the wizarding world of Harry Potter, which was awesome. There'll be tons of videos and pictures coming up after the fact. So I didn't get to do the update last week. My hotel didn't let me upload because it had, like, throttled internet, so I couldn't even go on YouTube. But anyway, I wanted to give you guys the update. Not a lot of news, and I actually mean that this time. A couple of Rage of Demons things, which I feel is almost pointless since the book is out, but some of that. Sword Coast Legend, I think a launch date came out, as well as a little bit of rule answers, which some pretty big, depending on how your DM rolls with it. So stay tuned. I mentioned Rage of Demons stuff, so let's get those out of the way first thing. So Baphomet came out. This was last week. Baphomet's Madness Manifest says bestial urges and mindless rage, pushing its subjects to see themselves as hunters and all other creatures as prey. I feel like I may have read this, but I'm going to do it again anyway. A rage that can be only sated by the deaths of others. The smallest slight of insult inspires a murderous urge for revenge, and enemies are seen as beasts worthy of nothing but slaughter. So that is Baphomet. Again, all of this information is found in the Out of the Abyss book, which, you know, came out officially last week, unofficially the week before. So, I don't know. I feel like, again, this stuff's kind of pointless. We also had Juiblex here. So, Demon Lord of Slime. Juiblex corruption inspires an urge to gluttonous consumption, whose end result is a subject's own destruction. And it manifests as an urge to eat and drink to the point of death, hoarding food and drink and not caring as it rots. And an attraction to slimes and oozes, and identification with their endless hunger. So that's that. Sword Coast Legends, release date, October 20th, 2015, with the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One versions coming first quarter of next year. There's a Head Start program that's currently ongoing. It looks like it's going to be $35, available on Steam and the PlayStation Store. There are collector's editions, I guess. I'm looking through this. In addition to the free DLC, digital deluxe, and collector's editions, which include a Tome of Knowledge, cloth map of the Sword Coast, the official soundtrack, numerous in-game bonuses, starter items, and DM abilities, as well as a statue of the powerful demon Baphomet. Also available for pre-order for $59 and $239, respectively. You know what? Let's head over here to check this out, because I'm a big fan of collector's editions and anything to do with statues, but 240 bucks. Dude, that is a lot. So, what do we get? So, again, base copy of the game, $35, $59. Copy of the game via Steam, a Tome of Knowledge, which I'm guessing is an in-game item. Order of the Burning Dawn Cloak, armor and weapons, Beholder for the DM's use, Lost Minds Dungeon Tile Set, Wisps for the DMs to use as cursors, Hero Form Badge, DM Form Badge, Game Soundtrack, Digital. Again, this game is going to be really awesome. I plan on looking into it. There may be streams of this in the future just because it's a fun, a little more interactive than trying to get something set up on Fantasy Grounds or Roll20 or what have you. This is actually, you're building a game, and the game is designed to be played as a game, so that'll be cool. So be on the lookout for stuff coming from us from that in the future. And again, everything you get in the digital deluxe with the $240 one, plus a DM form badge with upgrade, a Baphomet form badge, a design council access, which I'm guessing helps you design future access for the game, or maybe come up with certain modules or something, Head Start access, a cloth map of the Sword Coast, and the statue of Baphomet. Pose will be determined by the community. I don't think I could push myself to go for the $240 edition. I love D&D, but I think I'm just gonna settle in for the $60 edition. But anyway, that's that. Just more of a what's up, guys. We are at $40,000 for the Dungeons and Dragons Extra Life campaign. Remember, the first thing was going to be unveiled, I believe, at $25,000. The preface to the Sword Coast Adventure Guide will be released, so be on the lookout for that. As of right now, it has not been released, but it should be soon, and we are 10,000 away from the table of contents. Excuse me, and this one I'm really excited about, because table of contents will let us know, hopefully, what kind of subclasses and sub-races and things like that we're going to get. I'm hoping, like, races, you know, variant Tiefling, variant Half-Elf, and then whatever other races, you know, Durger. And then when we get to variant classes, it's going to say, you know, Barbarian, you know, new totems, and then Barbarian, Uthgardt Barbarian, or whatever it's going to say. And then we'll get to see, like, does some class get nothing? Are we going to get published versions, which I'm really hopeful for, of any of the races that we've seen? Probably not the Eberron ones, because I'm going to guess that those are going to come in an Eberron campaign book later. But maybe things like the Minotaur, for instance. That would be pretty cool. Maybe we'll see all... I mean, I know they said the Swashbuckler in the kind of the teaser article, but maybe we'll see Stormborn Sorcerer and Favored Soul, a more finalized version of that being released. That would be neat. And then again, whatever new ones we're going to expect. So that way, if your favorite class is, say, a Ranger or a Sorcerer, you know to look for, oh, okay, I'm going to get 3 new options. Or if you're starting a game and you're like, okay, maybe I can start the game, play level 1, maybe level 2, and then hopefully this book will be out before level 3 hits, and then I can choose the new option. Again, that is coming up this coming Friday. That is 4 or 5 days from right now. The start of the stream will be at noon Pacific time, going till 4 p.m., so be on the lookout for that. And again, it's, as you see, it's 4-hour shifts. It's going to keep changing, and it's going to be through all the way till... So 12 p.m. on Sunday, October 4th, so that's 3 p.m. For us here in the East Coast. So again, you guys can feel free to go donate. You can get the different rewards. For the different streamers, they may be giving away special stuff just on the stream itself. And if you guys do stuff and donate, you'll be able to get fun stuff for yourself as well. Hopefully we're going to have 2 D&D live streams on our channel, on our Twitch channel this week, both of which will have things for you guys if you would like to donate and help support a great cause, help support Dungeons & Dragons, and help show your appreciation for the stuff that we do. It'll also be able to kind of impact the way the players are making and playing the game, so we'll see how that goes. And lastly is this rule sage advice kind of article for this month. The big one really is the first one here. Trance for elves is not designed to make the effects of an 8-hour long rest take only 4 hours. This is something we saw in 3.5, and it kind of was unclear. It says that basically an elf gets the effect of a human getting a long rest in 4 hours, basically 8 hours rest in 4 hours, and that defines a long rest. So long story short, you read through this, it says no, basically they can do 4 hours of trance and then just 4 hours of light activity to get the full long rest effect, unless your DM decides they want to change it. And honestly, as a DM, I would change it because I feel like trance is almost a useless ability. I mean, it is and it isn't, but I think it's kind of cool that that's just like a benefit of being an elf. Kind of break up the party a little bit. I want to be an elf. I get this 4 hour. I mean, you can benefit from a long rest in, you know, more than one long rest in a 24-hour period anyway, so it's just cutting that 4 hours short. And unless you really plan on sending ambushes at your players every night, where 4 hours versus 8 hours is going to be a big deal, it's not really going to matter. So that's that. Let's see. Greater Restoration can help reduce exhaustion, so that's big for any Frenzy Barbarians or Berserker Barbarians out there that have gotten any kind of stacks of exhaustion on them. There's a little clarification on melee weapon attack versus melee attack. Darkness cannot... This is another one. Darkness and Daylight cannot be cast out of higher level slots to try to cancel one out. So Darkness can only be cast in a 3rd level slot. That means you can't cast Daylight out of a 5th level slot to dispel Darkness, or cast Darkness out of a 5th level slot, so a regular use of Daylight will dispel it. Dispel Magic can work on a global invulnerability. And then there's clarification again on how spells, scrolls, and scroll spells kind of work. So, like, anybody can read a scroll of protection, but a spell scroll of protection or something like that has to be on your spell list to be able to be used. And Ring of Protection and Bracers of Defense bonuses stack. So they basically go on to say 2 Ring of Protections wouldn't work, but a Ring of Protection and a Cloak of Protection... Actually, no, they should work. And bonuses stack unless they're from the same spell. You can't benefit from more than 1 Ring of Protection. Okay, so I was right. But you could have a Cloak of Protection and a Ring of Protection and Bracers of Defense. I mean, that's all your attunement slots, but that's a +4 to AC without actually having to wear any armor. So that's it, guys. Again, not a ton of news. Be on the lookout for, hopefully, fingers crossed, a in-person, in my house D&D live stream tomorrow night. So that's Tuesday night. It should be somewhere in the... We're still nailing down the time, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern. And then Thursday night at around between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be doing a online game. Tomorrow, I think we're going to start with Lost Mines of Phandelver, and we'll see once that finishes. We might go to Out of the Abyss. We might just end it and pick up a brand new, whole new campaign with Out of the Abyss. And Tuesday, we're doing Elemental Evil. And I'm just curious, this is all Dungeons & Dragons related stuff, but would any of you guys that watch this stuff be interested in seeing live streams or playthroughs of any other RPGs? I have a ton. I have a lot of old classic ones that kind of were out of print. Some people don't even know, like the Ninja Turtle, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle RPG. Not a lot of people know that that existed. I have every single book that was ever in print for that. And it's really fun. You make your own mutant animal, and you kind of go through that whole thing. So I've been thinking about maybe trying to get a group of people together to play that. But if that's something you guys think would be cool to see played, or at least learn a little bit about, let me know. But anyway, guys, have a great week, and I'll catch you online in the live stream this weekend. Bye.